What up, my friends? How you doing? It's Sunday night, and it's time to chill. And apparently move things around on my desk because it's still very disorganized. What are you gonna do, man? I leave crap everywhere. I am pure chaos. So, let's share the live stream link in the Discord first things first, and then we shall have ourselves a chill time indeed. All right, there we go. That's good. And switch this up so I can see the chat. Bam, perfect. Let us say our hellos. What up? Aang, Millmaster, Kenzuki, Sandwich, Gossett, Yamagoro, David, Newbie, Shelton, Zircon, Gianna, Phoenix Rising, Jeb, Larry. Did I see the Marvel cards? No. When do Marvel cards get spoiled? Oh. Well, now. Are you talking about the Facebook Marketplace stuff with Black Panther, Iron Man, Wolverine, and Captain America? Huh. Well, I've seen it now. That's an annoying image. That is an annoying image. It's all rotated. It is all rotated. And no, I didn't see it. I guess I'll be talking about that in a video tomorrow. What up? Mark, Alucard, Shane, Daniel. So yeah, we'll have to see if there's any other. Is there anything else? Oh, there's 5. There's also... Oh, that's Teferi's Protection, so that's not a Marvel card. Alright. What is Black Panther? A white and a green for a 2/2 first strike. Survey the realm whenever you're another creature you control enters. Put a +1/+1 counter on target land you control. Mine Vibranium 3. Move all +1/+1 counters from target land on a target creature. If one or more +1/+1 counters are moved this way, you gain that much life and draw a card. Iron Man's 5 mana 4/4 fly and haste. Whenever he attacks, create a treasure token. Then you can sack a non-creature artifact. If you do, search your library for an artifact card with mana value equal to 1 plus the artifact's mana value. Put it on the battlefield tapped. Wolverine, a green, a red, and 1/2/2. Double all damage he would deal at the beginning of each end step. If he dealt damage to another creature, put a +1/+1 on him. Oh, he's got Regenerate. Nice. It's been a while. Regenerate. You don't see that often. Regenerate for a green and 1. And Captain America's a blue, a red, and a white. That makes sense. 4/4. Throw ... Oh, and then catch. So 3 unattached and equipment from him. He deals damage equal to that equipment's mana value divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. And catch at the beginning of combat on your turn. Attach up to 1 target equipment you control to Captain America. All right then. I have officially seen the Marvel cards. There you go. I have seen them, and it feels weird. It feels weird to see, like, they totally just look like fan-made things. I wonder, like, what are these specifically for? Oh, is this... They're secret layers. These are secret layer cards. You look at the collector numbers and everything. All right, well, that'll definitely be tomorrow's video. But you know what? Since I did literally... I don't know why I didn't think about this, but let me pop the image on the screen for you guys, since I just sat there reading it while you were here. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, where did I save it to? In here, right? Yeah, there we go. All right. There you go. Feast your eyes if you haven't already seen it. Feast your eyes. What up, Al? What up, Marco? What up, Thompson? There we go. What's with the rubber bands around the card stacks? It's a good question. That is a good question. It's probably because they're all the same. Probably to keep them together for whatever employees, I guess, we're supposed to get them. And then... yeah, weird. There's a bunch in each package. But each package... is this supposed to be 5 different secret layers that we're looking at here? Hold on. What are the collector numbers? 1731, 1737, 1726. They have enough of a gap that these might actually be the front cards from like 4 different secret layers. So, like, these aren't sequential. So they're not all part of the same secret layer. They need to damage the card somehow, hence the rubber bands. Alright, that's funny. That is genuinely funny. So this was on Facebook Marketplace? Might have something to do with New York Comic Con. Yeah, you know what? I'll look more into the details of it, and I'll do a video on it tomorrow for you guys. All right, so we'll definitely talk about this insane Marvel leak because that's ridiculous. He also has copies of the Chucky secret lair. The suspicion is he stole a bunch of stuff from the warehouse. It's happened before. So it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. So, that's unexpected. Oh, Phoenix Rising Super Chat says, sorry to derail the start of the stream. Bro, you literally came in to talk about, like, new magic news. That is not... I don't consider that a derailment, buddy. It's all good. I had already gotten through the hellos, and something as ridiculous as this, you know? It's, it's not a derailment, bro. It's not a derailment. And now I know right out the gates what I'm talking about tomorrow as well. So you ain't got to worry. You didn't do anything. If I didn't want to talk about it, I wouldn't have. You know what I mean? So no worries about that. That is some fresh news. They only got spoiled like a couple hours ago, right? And the fact that we've got the new cards to look at, plus the fact that you've got the questions about how it came about, you know? If they're on Facebook Marketplace, they could be counterfeit. It's true. Larry, there's no reason to think that rubber bands on them are a giveaway of them being counterfeit. That doesn't make any sense to me. What up, Gary? I mean, we do live in the era of AI art, but this is a long way to go to fake stuff, right? It's a long way to go. Yeah, this could literally be... There's a gap of at least 5 between each of the collector numbers on these. Does that say 67? Yeah. Yeah, there's a gap. There's a gap of like 5 between each collector number. So it's totally possible that we're looking at multiple secret layers or just very random. Like, these might be individual giveaways for Comic-Con as well, right? We'll have to see. Yeah, Magoro, you had a good weekend? Nice. What up, Gary? That's what happens when you hire from a temp agency for third shift. Duskmorn was so 2 days ago. Time for the new shit. It's true. It's true. Hey, I'm good with this kind of stuff from a newsman perspective. This is a spicy subject, right? because you've got new Magic cards to look at, which is cool, but then you've also got the speculative nature. I mean, this screams the Pinkertons are coming, right? You're going to get a ton of pink in your stink. Yeah, like, if the Pinkertons were sent out over, what's it called? Like, this is, Duskmorn isn't even out yet, and we've got this going on. We're not supposed to see any Marvel cards for a month. We're supposed to get some Marvel previews on the 18th of October, which is why when I first saw that comment saying, yo, did you see the Marvel cards? I was like, wait, did I misread the date? And I'm like, no, because it's the 22nd now. So if it was the 18th, it would have been right before the pre-release, right? Millmaster, you noticed an anomaly? Well, do tell, buddy. Jess, if you think they can locate you through your cell phone, I got worse news for you. They can locate you from the chip that they put in your brain. It's a Dorito. They put a Dorito in your brain. Juglum, obviously they're gonna have all the different heroes, right? There's gonna be a ton. They want to go with the big ones. They want to go with the big ones that are gonna get attention. Iron Man, Wolverine, Captain America. I don't know how many people are actually excited about Black Panther, you know? Marco, yep, Duskmorn is in local shops. The pre-release is this weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday that just happened has been... I was going to say, I got Duskmorn right here, buddy. I got it right here. Do you think is that not the normal order they put the 3 colors in? What, for Captain America? Why did I close it? Red, white, and blue. That's the way you reference America. So, yeah. I mean, is that out of the normal order they would put banner symbols in? If it is, it would be an intentional nod to these colors don't run, you know? So, there is that. There is that. You know what? Let's note that down. Jeskai is always blue, red, white. You think that I would, like, instantaneously know that, but ultimately, in the heat of the moment, when I think about it, my brain, I could, like, it's Wooburg, right? So, yeah. Well, yeah, no. I don't know, man. I don't know if they've changed it over the years. But I guess you would just compare it to current cards. Well, that's an interesting development. Also, Hunter, where did you find out the information about the Chucky secret lair? Is it all just, have you been, like, cruising through the Reddit posts? Is that what it is? It's a meme, but is it one Wizards would make? Absolutely. Absolutely. Gianni, you think Once Upon a Time it was different? Maybe they didn't have it as codified back in the day. I don't know. The ordering of mana symbols isn't something that's terribly relevant most of the time to the conversation, so... Either way, that is some genuine spicy Magic the Gathering news. If it wasn't late as hell, I'd make a video on it today, right? But at this point, I'm not making a video to release like fucking 2 a.m. talking about this shit. So that'll be tomorrow's subject, where we'll do a proper deep dive, looking at the different abilities, talking about where the cards come from, all the possibilities that are going on, whether they're real, whether they're fake, if people are going to get chased down by the Pinkertons, all of it. All of it. That's a juice bag story right there. I have no idea how popular Marvel stuff will be in Magic, but it really does feel just strange to see Marvel heroes on Magic cards. But we're at the point where that's what it is. We're going into all these different random things. The dude who was talking about the Netflix show for Magic was like, it's an amazing property with a ton of excellent characters and deep history, and it encompasses every genre imaginable. And that part made me go, no, stop it. Stop it. But that's just going to keep happening. That's going to keep happening. Daniel, they changed the color order for 3 colored cards with Cons of Tarkir to help show the color pairs that work better in dual colors. All right. Hack always champing at the bit for some Mega Magic news. Well, tomorrow we're going to have some Mega Magic news. Era, you're hyped for sci-fi Magic? Well, you're not alone. I imagine there's a bunch of people who are hyped for it. I still find the stuff jarring, but a lot less jarring at this point. I mean, Kaladesh was the start of, all right, here we go. Here's helicopters and trains and whatever else and all this stuff. And then it's just progressively gotten crazy over the last few years to the point where I look at the stuff and go, yeah, it feels weird to have it on a Magic card, but I'm not getting angry about it anymore. Whatever. It's reached the point where no amount of disdain, anger, whatever else is going to change a thing. I'm not wasting my energy on it. I'm not going to pretend like it makes me mad when it doesn't. I just look at it and go, this is what they're doing now. They no longer have faith in their ability to make Magic sets that will genuinely appeal to people. And they already seemed that way when they were just like, yo, we kept going back to the same worlds over and over. They had become more and more creatively bankrupt anyways. So now they've lost faith in their IP, and it's just, even in-world Magic sets have to be connected to something different, you know, something, oh, we've got all this, and it is what it is. Habanero, Magic doesn't have an identity anymore as a high fantasy game. Magic the Gathering is a trading card game. That's it. There's no point in describing it as a swords and sorcery fantasy style game anymore because it's not, and anybody who got into it now wouldn't feel that it is. If you look at what we've had so far this year, we've only had one traditional style Magic set in the form of Bloomborough, and we got it for less than 2 months. So these are just the 15 extra nails in the coffin, I guess. Oh. Just that frog and boiling water thing is a falsehood. That's not a real thing. That's not a real thing. But no, it's like you can keep getting really fucking mad about it, but at a certain point, like, whatever, right? It's not changing anything. And at the end of the day, it's just a fucking card game. You know what I mean? So am I really gonna what's the point? It's corporate whoring at the highest level. I'm just gonna fucking enjoy myself. I still enjoy playing Magic, right? When I don't enjoy playing the game, then I'm good. I'm done. I'm like, cool. Thanks for all the good memories that I had. I've got a lot of fun out of the game, all of it. Things change, bro. Gianna, you get more excited when there isn't a new set than when there is? Well, when is there a point when there isn't a new set? It's constantly the case now. Marco, got to expand the player base. See, I don't think they're actually really expanding the player base because the people who dip in for this stuff dip out super quick because, like, Magic, like, yo, I got in for Cowboys. Okay, we're in a haunted house now. Oh, but I like the Cowboy stuff. Yeah, we're haunted house now. Oh, I don't really want that. Oh, space opera? Death race? Like, there's nothing, like, before with Magic, you get into it, you're like, oh, this is high fantasy, this is awesome, this is great gameplay. And then that's what you would get, world after world, set after set, block after block, year after year. And it's like, okay, awesome. Now, if you got in, some people are like, I got in for Fallout, and then I didn't get anything else because it's not Fallout. What do I care? You know? So I don't really feel like it's genuinely expanding the player base. I feel like we're watching a slow attrition of players overall. Mountain Dew and Doritos present flavor blasted magic cards. Eat a bag of Doritos to get +2/+2 for all your creatures and trample until end of turn. Marco, you have Hasbro stock to hedge your bets? Well, I don't know, man. Hasbro as a company ain't doing the best, but have fun with it. Have fun with it. Feels bad, Habanero? I feel you. I feel you. They're making decisions from how can we extract as much money as possible. At the end of the day, they can't take away the fun you've had with Magic in the past. They can't take away the cards you already have. Can't take away the friendships you've made, all of it, right? All they can do is make game pieces that aren't as appealing to you. That's really what it feels like. What up, Trevor? How you doing? Magic's a card version of Funko? Yep. Yep. What up, Peppo? How's it going, Gerthulu? When Magic became everything, it became nothing. Magic no longer has a cohesive, actual identity. The identity is gone, right? But the company that makes it doesn't care about that. So there's no turning the dial back on that, right? Like, if sales slump, they're not going to turn around and go, how do we get back to where we were with the game? They're just going to come up with more desperate, crazy plans. And also the player base, by sticking to its identity and the high fantasy and what it was, their player base had aged out to the point where the average Magic player was 30 years or older. And that is not what companies like Hasbro, which are trying to sell toys to kids and stuff, that's not what they want at all, right? They want to be getting in, before it'd be like, hey, as your kid, check it out. You watch the G.I. Joe cartoon as a kid. As you get older, you buy this G.I. Joe stuff, all these things. And now it's just wait, all our customers are an average 30 years or older? Well, how do we get the kids? Make a fucking skee-ba-dee-ba-doo-ba-dooby toilet secret lair or whatever. You know? So... That's right, Millmaster. Even if they kick your ball bag off, they can't stop they can't take away our freedom. Cthulhu, that's the reality. That's the new world. That's the new world. You get a set that feels like Magic, but to people who are new to the game, that Bloomborough doesn't feel like Magic and the other stuff doesn't. Bloomborough's just another, okay. Okay, so we had Detective World, Cowboy World, Animal World, now we got Horror World. And a lot of Magic's customers only stick in the game for a year and a half. So the game has a girlfriend, not wife mentality, right? That's it. That's the deal. Marco, it doesn't matter. Wizards of the Coast wants money. If there was going to be more money for them in catering to the current audience, that's what they'd be doing. Right? All they care about is money. So they're clearly not getting as much money as they want from the current customer base, and they're looking to reach out in as many little tentacle directions as they can. G.I. Joe Secret Lair is just a matter of time. Hasbro owns it. It's only a matter of time. 100%. 100%. Some wizard CEO. Can we make cards that self-destruct if the players don't pay us a subscription? Well, Arena is oh, there you go. You don't own the cards. Also, we can just change whatever we want through alchemy. And that's already partially, obviously, their wet dream, but it doesn't affect your physical cards, right? So to make your cards not useful, we just power creep insanely. That's it. You just go hardcore power creeping. And then all your old junk doesn't matter, you know? Fire design was a problem, but fire design was before they went, we're just Commander. Everything's Commander. Eat a dick, it's Commander. You know, like they introduced the fire design before and went, okay, we're trying to have standard introduce some new cards to Commander. We want cards in standard sets to be exciting for modern, Commander, and everything else on top of standard, right? That was fire design. But we moved past fire design into Insano Town, where they just went, it's all Commander. Commander's the only thing that matters. And modern, we're gonna keep making direct to modern sets that throw cards in there that are unavoidably powerful, that will completely warp the meta and must be played. And they're so ham-fisted and stupid that they accidentally broke modern with a card they didn't even intend for modern. Nadu wasn't designed to impact modern. Nadu was literally designed to be a commander card, and they just changed it the last minute and did no testing, and it broke modern while they were trying to reach out to commander. The commander is everything mentality has caused the most damage to Magic out of everything. 100%. Marco, the 3-year rotation is because Wizards screwed stuff up so badly that, like, in their crackhead minds, they thought, we'll get everybody on Arena and they'll keep buying paper stuff, and we'll also do this fire design, all of it. And then it was just like, wait a minute. People don't want to play in a broken standard where we release crazy busted stuff and don't ban it. And, like, also people don't want to buy draft boxes because of set boxes. Well, we got a lot of stock that needs to move. So guess what? We got great plans to fix standard. We're not going to tell you any of them, but now standard's 3 years. And it's like, why? Well, because it's going to fix standard. Now, keep in mind, a bunch of the sets we've already designed aren't going to work well in this because this is a knee-jerk, stupid nonsense we're doing. But this is what we're doing, and it's going to be great, you guys. It's like, okay, then. All right. You're gonna do anything else to fix standard? Well, we're gonna release broken stuff, and we're not gonna play test. Hey, Shelton Super Chat says, can't wait for the Heinz Ketchup secret lair when the cards are scratch and sniff. Anything's possible, bro. Anything's possible. So then they just go, oh hey, we don't even have to care about standard at all, really. Let's just go Thunder Junctions for commander players. Let's put 50 legendaries in there for commander. We're having theme sets. We're at 50, 60 legendaries. And now you got Rosewater coming out and going, well, actually, we're really trying to dial back the number of legendary creatures in our premier sets. Yeah, I wonder why. It's horseshit, bro. It's absolutely insane. And then you've got the whole, okay, guys, we're getting rid of set boosters and draft boosters and creating play boosters, which will take the place of both. And it's like, you know how you love the zazzle of set boosters and how draft boosters are great for draft? What if we took both those, crammed them together, and gave you neither? And it's like, sorry, what? Yeah, we're going to create boosters that are unbalanced for draft, but also not nearly as satisfying to open as set boosters. But you can still get to pay set booster prices. And it's like, what? The reason that they dropped the number of rares that you can get in Bloomborough boosters is they're trying to make them more, well, you can use them more for draft, and maybe draft won't be as busted and whatever. But they're changing up the number of commons and uncommons in sets based on the fact that there's only 14 cards in the pack, and it's not balanced for draft at all anymore. And so you just get packs where there's no Zazzle, and they're not ideal for drafting, but you get to pay more. And it's like, we got to reduce the number of boosters. By the way, do you guys want value boosters? How about beyond boosters? It's like, I thought you said there was too many boosters. Look, we'll tell you whatever lies we think you dullards need to hear so that we can get our money. Go fuck yourself, clowns. That's it. Luke, yep. You can be out of a game of Magic on turn 3, just in standard now. You can get blown out by fucking slick shots. You can get just fucked by mono black bat nonsense. It's insane. Peppo, yeah, turn 2 mono red seems okay to me. There you go. Why even bother playing a game of Magic? Why not just flip a coin? I won, you know? Oh, Jess, are Beyond Boosters made of plants like regular boosters, or are they made of meat? Well, I'll tell you this right now: there ain't no meat in Beyond Boosters. They are thin Assassin's Creed gobbledygook. Yeah, man. They have objectively made things worse. It's not even a subjective thing. They fucking objectively made things worse. Worse products that cost more money. You know? Shane, are you talking about the Amulet of Quaz from Ice Age that's an anti-card where you can flip a coin? I remember that. It's got a goofy face on it. Gerthulu, yeah, Commander was better when the entire game wasn't based around it, bro. That changed, it changed everything. It fundamentally altered. Like, they just went, we don't have to worry about testing stuff, because if we make anything that's a problem, it's your playgroup's problem. You have to discuss it. Rule zero. Rule zero. Like, it's very damning that Nadu broke Modern when Nadu was not designed for Modern at all. And then the explanation of why it happened was, well, we use external playtesters, and then I made this commander who was given flash to cards. But then we're like, oh, people don't like flash commanders. Wait, we shouldn't do that. And so we'll just change it and not test it. Also, by the way, here's Simone from Duskmorn. What's she? Oh, she's a commander. And what does she do? She gives your cards flash. Didn't you just say in the article, like, do any of you fucking dickheads talk to each other? Or do you all put in earplugs and just fucking slam dong? Like, what's going on? What's going on? Oko had problems too in that they didn't test Oko properly. So they're just like, we didn't think that the abilities would be used like. What do you fucking think when you play this then? Like, they've got a bunch of fucking employees who are overworked and probably care less than ever, and then a bunch of random, like, outside contractors. How much can they care? How much can they care? Remember when they called it Commander Horizons? I do. They didn't think players would target their opponent's permanents. It's ridiculous. Like, the fact that Nadu wasn't caught at all. It's like, look, we made changes to the card, and we printed it without testing. What do you expect from us? It's like, what the hell? Like, what are you clowns doing? But yeah, man, whatever, right? Whatever. I remember years ago, I would have been foaming at the mouth over this shit, but it's like having a moron for a kid. Year after year, them being an idiot, and you just give up and you just go, okay, he's never gonna be nothing. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it half feels. I'm just like, yo, I'm here for the dumpster fire now. If you idiots want to keep pissing gasoline on it, knock your fucking self out. You know, go for it. Whatevs, man. Whatevs. As long as I can still enjoy the game. That's the thing that matters the most. But yeah, at this point, Magic's identity it's gone already. It's gone already. You gotta look at it. Writing's on the wall. 2024 is the year where Magic's identity was subsumed. 100%. Literally. Out of the entire year so far, 1.75 months have been what is essentially, or was, traditional Magic. And now it's just random, like, power creeping at an insane level. And who knows? Just here you go. Are you excited for Final Fantasy? Are you excited for the Avengers? Like, there's just going to be more and more Universe Beyond properties. It wouldn't surprise. Like, it's funny that Rosewater will make posts like, I know you guys are worried about these Universe Beyond stuff, but we're still making plenty of in-universe worlds. And it's like, but your in-universe worlds are the equivalent of Universe Beyond. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. It's like if you made a set and you called it Marvelous. This is the Marvelous set. This is Captain Not America. This is the Purple Panther. This is Wonder Lady. And then they're like, it's an in-world, like it's in-universe. So there you go. We're still making in-universe sets. And it's like, oh, yeah, I summoned Captain Not America, and he fights against Lead Man. Okay. Like... A-Team? What's stopping them from making A-Team, bro? Gerthulu, from Wizards of the Coast owns research, Magic players didn't stick around for more than a year and a half anyways. So, if you already think that, what do you care? If you consider all your customers to be short-term customers, who cares how much you gouge them? Who cares how bad the product you deliver is? And then when you put on top of that the fact that your job you will not get to keep your job by doing a good job. That's not how it works. You get to keep your job by robbing your customers for your actual customers, who are the shareholders. The real customers of Wizards of the Coast are the shareholders. We're the chumps that they get the money from to give to the shareholders. That's the deal. Remember when Chainsaw wasn't a magic enough concept, so they made Trepanation Blade? Not anymore. Nope. Nope. Yeah, Captain Civil War. There you go, zombie. Space Jace was that was in an unset though, right? That was when they used to have stuff on the outside. Kyle, you don't mean to sound like a boomer, but Universe Beyond may kill magic as a lot of people feel like sitting across the table doesn't feel like magic. See, I don't think as many people actually feel that anymore. Wizards of the Coast has done so many non-magic properties, and we've had enough time that it doesn't feel like magic to you. It doesn't feel like magic to me. But the majority of customers, apparently, don't have an issue with it. So... If it feeling like magic was requisite for the product to sell, they would have already dialed it back, right? They wouldn't be ramping up the Universes Beyond. They'd be dialing it back and maybe just keeping it to secret layers. But the reality seems to be that going outside of Magic's IP is generating revenue for them, at least in the short term, and the short term is the only thing they care about. You know? That's it. Spurl, the animated series has been announced to be back on, yes, but I highly doubt it will come to fruition. I expect that this is just going to get another, oh, check it out, they canceled the Netflix show announcement. Give it like 2 years and we'll be talking about how it's been canceled. That's my guess. I would be astounded, considering how much floundering there has been on this. There's been so many different producers brought in. They literally scrapped the entire storyline and all the voice acting they had already done. They had it all done for the previous show. They had all the voice acting and everything done. They just threw the whole thing away. Now they're starting all over. And if the show does come out, it's not going to feel like magic. It's going to be planeswalkers jumping to random worlds. Check it out, we're in Reboot World. Check it out, we're in Futurama. Check it out, we're on Breaking Bad. We're on that Zootopia world, you know? So... they're doing the same thing they did with Monopoly and whatever. Just make as many different versions as you can. And there's no coming back. There is no return. All things change, and this is the direction of that change. And there's no way they wouldn't be paying for all the rights for Marvel. Like, if Wizards of the Coast could make as much money just making their own cards in-house without having to pay for IPs, paying for IPs is expensive. They have to give a whole bunch of the money up for licensing fees. And Magic already has huge margins that they fucking love. So if they could get that money and make those sales without going into those other IPs, they would. But the company, like I said, it's creatively bankrupt. We got to the point where it's like, we're going back to Ravnica again. We're going back to Ravnica again. We're going back to Zendikar again. We're going back to Zendikar again. We're going back to Innistrad again. Because the corporate higher-ups were like, any set that doesn't sell well, you never get to go back to that world. We never revisit that world. And they only changed it under the most fakest of circumstances, where it's like, yeah, you can go back to that world, but it can't actually be that world. That's what happened with Kamigawa. We were never going to go back to Kamigawa because Kamigawa sold poorly. So, like, we're never going back to that world. But then they wanted to do a Cyberpunk 2077 set, and they didn't have the guts to just fucking make a set like that. So they went, we'll just make it Kamigawa. Screw you. Kamigawa's now, like, super futuristic with drones and stuff. You like Kamigawa, we're going back. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything at all. At all. Like nothing. It means nothing. It's like, we're doing a new Die Hard movie. Oh, okay. Yeah, and like Bruce Willis is actually a fucking robot named Greg, and it's 70,000 years in the future. How is this a Die Hard movie? 'Cause fuck you, we called it that, bitch. Like, that's basically the reality of it. So people are like, we're going back to Lorwyn. Well, I wonder what it is they're actually going to turn Lorwyn into, right? The newest Ixalan set was developed as its own different set. It was not meant to be. The Lost Caverns of Ixalan was never meant to be on Ixalan. That's not, they wanted to do a Minecraft fucking crossover. They had diamond pickaxe, they had crafting, they had mine carts. Like, when you look at Lost Caverns of Ixalan, you can find a bunch of mine, like the one three-headed, I think I have the art card for it here, actually. The one three-headed skeleton pirate thing is clearly just meant to be the Wither, right? So they have, like, they wanted to do the Minecraft stuff, but they couldn't secure the rights. They couldn't do the crossover, so they went, all right, you got to turn this into something else now. We got the rights for Jurassic Park. So make a handful of Jurassic Park cards, and now you got to have dinosaurs and everything in your Minecraft set. And it's like, what? Yeah, make it happen. And it's like, oh, well, Ixalan had dinosaurs. Great, okay, the world you made is actually the inside of Ixalan now. It's like, what? Yeah, it's been there all along. Yeah, and there's demon bat gods and fungus monsters and what? So, like, Lost Caverns of Ixalan is a muddled joke because it was meant to be a Minecraft set originally. Strixhaven was Harry Potter, but they didn't get the rights. Cthulhu, I imagine they didn't get the rights. They couldn't negotiate the deal, right? Like, they designed their sets 2 years in advance. So they try and secure rights for it. They probably might have even had a crossover idea for Kaldheim. Ever since Icoria's Godzilla tie-in, we've been moving ever steadily towards this. Strixhaven was totally Harry Potter, and it's hilarious to see crack-headed morons post online going, no, it wasn't. And it's like, you're an idiot. If you think that Strixhaven wasn't meant to be Harry Potter, you are incredibly fucking stupid. And so, yeah, in service of the Harry Potter concept, they dumbed down the Kenrith twins and made them like, we're actually like infantile twins now. And it's like, what? Yeah, we're going to get into dumb little fights. And it's like, no, you guys have lived through some serious stuff and you've matured quite a bit. No, because the story dictates that we're not. I hate that shit. Same thing happened to Nashi. Nashi was like a badass leader of a biker gang who shivved Tezzeret, even though he had a giant dark steel body. He just went, where's my mother, motherfucker? That kind of stuff, right? And then they just changed Nashi into a sniveling little child. Where's my mommy, Kaido? Are you going to find her? come with you. And then they turned him into California beach douche for the fucking trailer for Duskmorn. Hey guys, I'm here looking for my mom. Wow, look at those spooky guys running over here. Why aren't they running at you or doing anything? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Right? So yeah. Exelon was definitely, they couldn't secure, they weren't willing to pay whatever it would cost to get the Minecraft stuff going on, or the Minecraft people were like, no, your game's too violent. It's probably money though. It's probably the money. Cypher, I did get a haircut. I got a lot more space up here now, bro. A lot more freedom. A lot more freedom. So yeah, before you get excited about a Magic the Gathering television show, bear in mind it will look like Magic does now. You're not going to get the old Brothers War story. You're not going to get awesome high fantasy worlds and stuff. You're going to get whatever corpo slop is on the menu for the day. 80s Ghostbuster tie-in with the House of Horror. Everybody, the house is taking over everything and everyone's beat down and is lost and has scraps of clothing. Meanwhile, here's everybody in brand new tracksuits and windbreakers. Okay. Check it out, fanny packs and headphones. This is Magic the Gathering, isn't it? It's like, it is now. We're gathering all this garbage and throwing it in. So yeah, it's an unfortunate reality. At the end of the day, it is what it is. That's it. It is what it is. There's no turning back the course of time. There's no changing it up. It's like grocery stores doing their Marvel card stuff, right? Everybody just wants to tie into what they think is popular and it'll make them money. Luke, the D&D movie was all right. It had some fun moments, yeah. Magic the Gathering dash cam videos. You know what? We're doing the Death Race set soon. Maybe there will be a dash cam, bro, to capture the carnage. Like Wizards of the Coast is capable of delivering an exciting Death Race concept anyways. And they call it Death Race, but it will probably be any race car game you can think of. Make sure it feels like Mario Kart and all this other stuff. That's my guess. Luke, Magic's been in Costco for years now. They have random things pop up where it's just this commander deck bundle or whatever else. So I've been seeing it pop up here and there for years now. Jess, maybe you gotta reset your modem. A Jason Statham Planeswalker card? Give it time, man. Well, who knows if it'll be a Planeswalker? We don't know exactly where Wizards has fallen on the Planeswalker scale. They were like, let's get rid of all Planeswalkers so that all the legendaries are like commander ready. But now they've got like they've kept a little bit of Planeswalker action, but they're like 1%. One Planeswalker per set. They might boost it up. Yeah, Quake, you know what? I feel you. The whole silver bordered thing, but they obviously don't want anything to do with any kind of silver bordered cards. Because remember, the last silver bordered set wasn't silver bordered. They went, we got rid of the silver borders, and we replaced it with a little acorn. And it's like, why'd you do that? Well, silver borders, people were like, I can't play with these because they're silver bordered. But by changing it to an acorn, you won't know that you can't play with it. Right? Like, it's so fucking disingenuous. So we already reached the point where they scuzzed us with fucking unsets. There's zero chance they're going to silver border this shit and go, yeah, this is separate. They don't want it to be separate. They want the customers to go, this is genuine Magic cards. Because guess what? That's what it is now. This is what Magic is. Like, how much... You got a mug of water. How much piss goes into that mug before you now have a mug of piss instead of water? Right? That's the question. And if you just go from this year, Detective Nonsense, piss water. Thunder Junction, piss water. Bloomborough, fresh water. Duskmorn, piss water. What do we have? 75% piss in the mug, bro. You know what I mean? That's the deal. That's the deal. Yeah, Jess, that's what you gotta do. If you've already reset the mode, it's not working, you gotta call your company. Yeah, obviously, Peppo, they just created the omen paths and went, okay, this is how we get anybody anywhere we want. And at first they're like, they're only gonna show up rarely and they're dangerous paths. And then 2 minutes later, they're like, Nip Mizzet's actually mapping and connecting them all out, and there's a billion that lead to Thunder Junction. And also, guess what? Prof just figured out how to make his own imaginary omen paths. Oh, okay. And guess what? Valgavoth did too. Oh, okay. So, what? You're just like, shut up. Shut up. So yeah, it's magic's mostly piss water now, bro. What are you gonna do? You still want to keep drinking it, or you want to toss the mug to the side? Those are your options. But you have as much ability to change magic as you do talking to a mug of piss and going, be pure water. Be pure again. Purity! Speaking of piss water, I gotta go fill my mug up. While I put on the intermission, you guys can think to yourself, did I choose to go to the fridge or did I choose to go to the bathroom? Which way am I filling my mug? Don't be a dink! Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. All right, I'm back. Oh, hold on. I gotta write that down. I was thinking about how I'm gonna title this stuff for tomorrow. That's a pretty good one. I like that. All right. I won't remember if I don't write it down. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Pabbo, if you're saying Jace is in Duskmorn's story with no card, he's on a card. He's randomly on a card in some artwork. Millmaster, you switch your glass to a Kool-Aid mug, you never look back. Wizards has gone full Kool-Aid mug. Yeah, Grthulu, I very much believe that Jace's appearance in Duskmorn is slush art. I think so. I think so. I really am curious as to what happened here with the whole, this whole leak, all these cards. Somebody's going to get in some serious trouble. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm still having fun playing Magic. I went to the Duskmorn pre-release, had some fun playing. I like busting out my cube. I like looking at new Magic cards, all of it. So for me, that's when I don't enjoy the game anymore, like, I don't really have much interest in fucking Standard, because Standard is broken, dumbass nonsense that's only played on Arena. It feels like nobody comes out to play fucking Standard in physical Magic at all anymore. So Wizards went everything's Commander and then just made it all Commander. It's like, that's it. It's as far as the eye can see. Commander fields, you know? And then they're like, hey, what happened to Standard? Why are you guys all playing Standard and stuff? And it's like, because you fucked it up, assholes. You completely changed the focus. Like, no, but like in our projections, we projected you still giving us all that money. Like, we just thought that everything would go great. And it's like, you know, like we cut off all the avenues for new people to get into the game except for Commander. And it's just like, oh, hey, you want to play Standard? Great, we sell Commander decks with every Standard set. Okay, what about Standard decks? No, idiot. Commander decks. That's what everybody plays. Why aren't you playing Standard? Everyone plays Commander. We only sell Commander decks. Hey, why aren't you playing Standard? What the fuck? Marco, Standard is busted because Magic the Gathering has no balance anymore. So they keep printing crazier and crazy, more powerful stuff to the point where you can just lose on like the second or fucking third turn of the game. And you'll only ever play against a handful of different decks. It's stagnant bullshit. And it's expensive as fuck to play physical Magic, right? It's hard to justify the cost when they're putting no effort into actually making like enjoyable formats. They're just spamming out crazy garbage and slapping different hats on them for different worlds. Put on your Jason mask, put on your cowboy hat, put on your detective hat. It's just hats the hattening, right? Thompson, you've been playing a lot of Pokemon online recently. I've been playing less Arena. I was playing a lot more Arena. Now I'm playing a few games and then going off and doing something else. I've been playing a bunch of Minecraft lately. I'm actually setting up in my new base area. I found a part of the world that I really like, and I'm building a floating base above this lake that has all these awesome land masses around it. It's a pretty sweet part of the world. I'm happy with it. Marco, no, nobody plays the pre-made Commander decks. You buy the Commander decks for parts. That's what they do. Like, virtually nobody plays the precons as is. And Wizards doesn't intend to make them good enough to be played as is. They're sold for parts. Do I think they use an algorithm to make all the cards for a set? No. But I wouldn't be surprised if one day in the future, all of the card art and design was all done by AI. And there was nobody actually really working on anything. But they just keep pushing shit further and further. Like turn inside out. One red instant to give +3/+0, and if the creature dies that you've played it on, manifest dread. Just get a 2/2. Like it's just mono red insanity. Everything is accelerated. And how are they going to slow it down when every set they make has to fucking have stuff that's going to zazzle commander players, right? Yeah, Hinoko, the commander decks they sell tend to have dog shit mana bases, right? That tends to be the way because they don't want to give you too much value. They don't want to give you too much value off the secondary market. They're playing all this stuff. They're playing the power creep game. They're playing the don't really test stuff game. Also, try not to give them too much for their money. Try and give them as absolute little as you can. They spend a lot of time trying to figure out how they can fuck us over the most and take the most from us and get us to pay the most for cards that will be essentially worthless. And now they've turned play boosters into shittier draft boosters that don't have like the set boosters. At least you could get more of the booster fun style cards. Now they barely show the fuck up. You got to buy collector packs to get those, and they're all foils. But Wizards foils have become such poor quality that people want foils in a lot of cases less than they want the originals, because foils can end up not being tournament legal because they act as marked cards. They're of a poorer quality. They're all beat up along the edges. They show damage way faster and easier, and Wizards sends them out damaged. So collector packs, the premium, just have a bunch of fucking trash in them, and it's completely gutted the value of foils overall in Magic. It's hilarious that they managed to brutalize it that badly. That's not what they wanted to have happen, by the way. That was a fucking accident. But they're clownish idiots, and they try and scrimp as much as they can on the cost of production. Yep, Jojo, that's what I was talking about. I said you get slick shotted on turn 2. You just get dunzoed. It's not hard to just steamroll people with mono red. Playing Magic where the game's over in 2 turns is boring as fuck. And if you even play the starter deck challenge, you can have an insurmountable advantage by turn 3 or 4. It's crazy. It's crazy how it goes. What up, DB? Yeah, Quake, collecting a full set of foils used to mean something. I originally set out to collect the Brothers War and the Brothers War foil. And I was doing it by opening packs. And the foils I was getting were so poor that I was like, I don't want to collect a foil set anymore, because I don't want to see all these banged up foils and feel like a chump idiot. You know? Like, that's a pretty bad experience. When you have somebody who's interested enough that they want to collect a complete set of foils, but your foils are so poorly produced that they decide it's not worth it. And that's why with the Bloombro set, I didn't even entertain the idea of trying to collect foils. I was just like, no, I'm just going to get a regular set because the cards actually look better. That's just the reality. Juggle them, yep. Magic's still fun to play. That's the biggest thing. And there's a bunch of people that don't care about the lore or the flavor of the game. They're surprised that it has it. And they're just like, oh, okay, cool. I'm glad this guy has a story behind him, I guess. I don't care. I just want to play. Hinoko, yeah, of course it doesn't feel the same. The foils are awful now. There was a sweet spot. Like the original foils they made back in the day when they first started making foils, I didn't care for because I found the concept of foiling the borders to be pretty meaningless to me. But when they started foiling the art as well, I noticed that it pulled highlights out of the card, little details you might not have picked out otherwise. And so that was cool. But they stopped doing that because it costs more money. It costs more money to have people do that and figure it out. So now the foils have nothing fucking special about them except the ultra goobity jibbity boobity foils that they make that are only available in the collector packs and only show up like one per case, And they're all just different variations of the same thing. Here's a sparkly explosion. Oh, this one looks kind of smoky. Oh, this one's seizure-y like Pokemon. It's just whatever, you know? Every day, they're never, the magic going forwards will never be the magic of the past. That's never going to happen. So you've just got to enjoy what we got. Like, you can look at it one way. God, what the hell's going on? Gotta love random stabbing pains in the body. That's always good. Fuck, stop. Ow. So, yeah. It's the way things go. You can enjoy all the stuff that was made for the years that you enjoy. Like, for the first 25-ish years of Magic's history, it was all high fantasy swords and sorceries. That's still going to exist. Can't take it away. It'll always be a part of Magic. But going forwards, it's going to be 95% random as fuck, anything they think they can sell and lazily crank out. That's it. That's how it's going to go. Cthulhu, I don't know why you're assuming that Lorwyn is going to be a Magic set for real, you know? They're doing more and more Universes Beyond, and I expect that to increase. I don't expect that to decrease. I expect it to increase. I have no idea how sustainable this concept is. Like, they may drive away all the regulars who were there for the high fantasy swords and sorcery stuff, and they may get some short-term games from random Marvel and stuff, but then are they just going to run out of IPs that'll even get people to play? We also got to recognize that concepts like card games are getting more and more outdated. Why would you play a card game physically when you can play it digitally way easier? You know what I mean? People are way more likely to get into Arena than they are to get into paper Magic. Having everything managed online where you don't have to literally physically deal with all these cards and you just type into a search bar to find whatever you want and all of it, like, digital has a lot of advantages and people are more and more accustomed to that kind of thing. Peppo, to hang out with people mainly, and here we touch on another reason that Magic cards are going to become less of a thing physically. The new generations of people don't hang out with each other. They don't even know how to fucking have conversations. They don't understand small talk. They don't know how to initiate conversations. The internet has made people more and more reclusive and secluded. I even see it in the suburbs now, where more and more people are building these big wooden fences that wall them off from their neighbors. So before, you need to know your neighbors. You want to know your neighbors because these are the people you're going to make friends with. These are part of your neighborhood. They're the ones who are going to look out for you. They're going to be a part of your life one way or the other. And there might be some you dislike, but you're still a community. Now, everybody's a community of one, like one household, right? It's not the same anymore. The world has changed. The internet has made the world very different over the years. And so there's less and less people who are going to go out to even play for card gatherings like that, right? In game stores and stuff like that. It is going to be diminishing. You see way fewer young people getting into this shit. And why would they? Why would they? Like, if you do want to go and hang out with people, it's going to be at events. Not go play some fucking card games with some smelly, weird-looking, socially awkward fucks who don't know how to wear clothing that fits them, so their weird-ass gut flaps fucking hang out, and they're just showing you the fucking ham sandwich crack, all of it. All of it, right? Quake, did you not already hear we're getting a car set next year, buddy? We've already got it coming. Like, you think you're making a joke with the whole Ford thing. Just wait until next year. What kind of crossovers do you think that they'll have for a racing set? Because that's straight up 2025. racing set, space opera, Marvel. Shit's getting wild. Marco, you prefer card games to get outside and talk to real people and not be behind a screen? Well, there's fewer and fewer people who feel that way. Playing Magic in person is a billion times better than playing it online. Playing it online, the other person, my opponents on Arena aren't even people to me. Right? And that's not me insulting them. That's just the psychological effect that Arena engenders, where you just go, you aren't someone I'm playing Magic with. You are just part of the game. And I don't care about your enjoyment. I don't care about anything you want. I'm 100% here for myself. And like, I don't consider you, your feelings, or what's going on with you for a moment. Because you're not a person. You're not someone sitting across from me, holding cards, playing a game with me. You are just the fucking current AI fucking driver for this particular part of the game. And someone else will do the other, but you all blend into the sameness. That's it. That's it. Larry, the problem with digital and TCGs is that it shuts down. Well, that doesn't matter to people. Nobody's going to go, I'm going to go play physical card games because when the digital card game goes away that I'm not even playing anymore, the cards are gone. How many fucking video games have you played where you don't play it anymore? That's the same thing. You know, I have stuff in my MTGO account. I don't fucking care about it. If I don't ever go and play it again, whatever. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. That's not going to drive people to play physical. It's not. Peppo, you quit when you see yourself losing instead of trying to win. You don't even have to shovel. I will concede if I think your deck's annoying. I'll just be like, oh, it looks like you're playing an annoying deck. I've barely seen any of it. I'm leaving. You know, like it's just, I will concede a game of Arena at the drop of a hat. When I'm actually playing somebody, unless I really, really hate them or have to go, I will do the false pretense at least of sitting there with the cards and just not playing cards that would, like, if I want to lose, I'll just let myself lose. I won't just pick up the cards and go, fuck it. I'll let the person have the fun of winning. I won't play, oh, look, I have creature kill. I just won't play it. I'll just make them think I'm host. And I'm like, man, I wish I could draw something. Meanwhile, I have something that would keep the game going. And I could totally be in it, probably even win it. But I'm just like, nah, that's all right. I just want to be out of this game. But I will let this other person have the fun of actually finishing the game. I will just hurry us to the completion point, you know, by not playing cards. Really, I'll just stop playing cards. Or I'll play like stuff that doesn't matter that will get steamrolled over and doesn't actually slow the pace. Juggling Gandalf be like, I woke up in my Bugatti. Yo, I was talking to Carly about how the Marvel stuff and everything else I can't get as triggered as I used to. I'm like, it's not like the Kaladesh days where I made that video talking about Gandalf driving a tank. I'm like, Gandalf can already drive tanks in Magic now. We're already there. And that's mild compared to what's going on. That's nothing. Gandalf and The Hobbit and all that is at least high fantasy, right? So Marco, yeah, I don't pay for monthly subscription games. I don't like that. Scorpageist, the Arena equivalent of faking it. Well, it's polite. You know what I mean? We came out to, like, I think part of the thing that makes, like, going and playing people in paper better and why people will play through the games and stuff is because it takes genuine effort. It takes genuine effort to actually get your stuff together and make your way to the store and sit down there in the designated time to play with people. Whereas on Arena, I could be shitting into a bucket on my phone and fucking just janking myself and doing whatever else, man. Licking the wall. I could be doing all this stuff while just going, I'll concede. White, black. No thanks. You know, like... Jess, you're feeding bugs carrots. You're making the world a better place, bro. So yeah, I mean, I see that Magic will just, there'll be fewer and fewer people who want to get into it, because why would you want to get into a fucking card game? Also, the prices of card games, like Magic have started to reach what feels like scam levels if you're coming in. You're like, so you walk into a game store and you're just like, so a booster box of this game is $210 plus tax. So we're looking at like $250. And I can get like 5 full board games that come with all the components and everything and are good to play with multiple people. Like, and doesn't, like, I couldn't even build a deck out of this box of cards kind of thing, you know? You can build a crappy one, but you have to spend a lot more money. I want to play Sheoldred. Okay, so 4 Sheoldreds, so that'll be $400. Sorry, did you say 400? $4? 400. Yep, that's your Sheoldreds. What? Yeah, you're gonna need a mana base too. So it's gonna cost you, and it's just like, so you're telling me to play standard, I need to spend $700 to $1,000? No, you can play a mono red rush if you want. That'll only be a couple $100. It's insane. It's insane. Peppo, yeah, first turn Thoughtseize. You mean first turn concede. Goodbye. So yeah, when you compare it Magic to board games and stuff, you're just like, you can get epic board games that have really fun premises with a million different pieces and all that for an infinitely smaller price. Like, I remember a lady in a game store I was in, and she was picking up some board game, and she's like, can't believe this is $40. It's so expensive. And this was when Jace the Mind Sculptor was like $120. And I'm like, take a look at this. I'm like, you see this card right here? This is one card you need in a game where you play 60 card decks. And it's a fucking $120 just for one. And you can play 4 of them. So that just those 4 alone will set you back $500. $40, you're getting an entire game that comes with all the components and everything. That's a hell of a deal. And so she was like, oh, you know what, actually, that is pretty good. You're right. She's also like, that's insane. It's like, it sure is. It sure is. Millmaster says I can get like 3 cool video games and 20 rub and tugs for $400. Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, it's like the price of Magic boxes has more than doubled in the last few years, really. It's just been this insane price acceleration, exemplified at the peak by Magic 30 in the attempt to sell $1,000 boxes of 4 packs, where they were really that high on crack, where they thought that they really thought it was going to succeed. They pulled out all the stops. They touted it to the shareholders as something that was going to bring millions and millions of dollars in the door. And it blew up in their face because of their arrogance. But they found a level where they're still getting to churn tons of product at a much higher price. Beefquake says, getting ready for the Hatcher Plays Board Games channel. Well, if I did that, it would just be over on the Hatcher channel, right? Gerthulu, nah, they can't use the excuse that cards are worth money because Wizards doesn't dictate the value of cards. That's dictated by the secondary market. And let's be very real. When you get a booster box now, in the current era, you are... Anytime you bought a booster box, you were probably going to get less value in cards than the box cost. But now it's a guarantee. Now it's a guarantee that when you open a box, the cards that you get in your packs will not be worth the price you paid for the box. Even if you're being generous and using pre-release prices. And a week later, that absolutely won't be the case. So and people do think this way. They open a box and I got $400 worth of cards. Tell me what they're worth a week from now. Also, can you get $400 for that? No. How much can you get for it? I have friends who buy crazy amounts of Magic, and one of them got a bunch of what was it? Ravnica Remastered or whatever that has... Oh, no, wait. Modern Horizons 3? It had fetches in it, okay? So he's getting these fetches or whatever. And I say to him, bro, you've got a huge collection. You already have 4 of every fetch, right? And he's like, yeah, but now I got these ones that I can sell or whatever. And it's just like, but sell or trade. But it's just like, but the money you spent is worth more than those. And you're talking about selling them back for, like, you've already got the cards. Yeah, but then these ones I can, like, but why? I buy this to sell them, but not for more money than you paid, for less. It's like a machine that makes money disappear, you know? Slay the Spire board game's a little over 100. There's a Slay the Spire board game? That sounds fucking awesome. I love Slay the Spire. Break stop, you could only get 2 rub and tugs for $400? Dude, how ugly are you? Cthulhu with all the alt arts. Well, you know what? You know what, buddy? Now you can't even get most of the alt arts in regular packs, so you're guaranteed to get the valueless version, and the good version will only be in collector packs, and it'll be a banged up shitty foil. I don't know anything about Digimon. I have no idea of Digimon prices, but obviously there's not nearly as much demand for Digimon as there is for Magic. Spurl, that's what I've called them already. I called them Pokemon foils because that's exactly what they feel like to me. And clearly that's what Wizards is trying to go for. They said, we're trying to make the kind of foils that you would see in a Japanese card store, which is a hilarious admission of how shitty their foils are regularly, because the cards, Japanese consumers have much higher standards. So Wizards of the Coast is forced to give them more because they won't get the money otherwise, right? And so they give us fucking slop, and they're finally like, we want to make good looking foils, finally, is what they're saying. But only, very, very few of them, only in collector boosters. Everyone else get fucked. Here's your banged up along the edges. We don't even pay our printers to sharpen their cutting blades. Fuck you. By the way, we're up in the price 20%. Eat our ball bag. It's crazy. It's crazy. In Japan, the card game market is way more competitive, and small card games can actually have loyal followings and do all right. And Magic isn't the fucking big dog over there, so they don't have the same kind of muscle to just fuck people over. Why do you think that the Japanese boxes had the special waifu War of the Spark? Like, at the same time Wizards was lecturing us on how all women should be covered up and you have a problem for liking women with nice bodies. And then they turned around to the Japanese markets and were like, waifus? Like, it's the most insane. Look, we're only telling you this because we think that's what is going on culturally here in America. We have no morality or beliefs ourselves. We are just 100% trying to pander to whatever. And so here we think you want ladies who look like truck stop workers, right? You want a Celestia Evangel? Well, here's fucking Humpty Dumpty, the fat hungus with a weird face. And it's like, what? Yeah, but the Japanese get the pretty and attractive people. Why? It's like, that's what they like over there. Well, I thought you fucking said that we need to learn to be better. And Mark Rosewater was talking down to us about how you guys try to educate us with the game. You fucking condescending liars. Dragon Urine Digimon. The latest 4 sets have alt arts and the prices are insane and scalpers are buying the boxes up like crazy. Well, scalping is bullshit. That is never a fun thing. Having the price driven up by people just shoving themselves in the middle when there's already middlemen and the distributors and all this stuff is not ideal. It sucks having to pay more for something you want just because somebody else is like, well, I figure that I can squeeze some money out of people. Millmaster, the tone deaf reprint of the $10 common turtle. I love that. I love that they reprinted that fucking horned turtle, because it's like, this turtle only exists because you specifically made racist choices. Like the fucking horned turtle that exists inside of Mystery Boosters 2 was created because Wizards of the Coast said, We need one with a white person on it because we're selling this to the Chinese market, and having black people on cards is a no-go in the Chinese market. So they literally had a different one commissioned for the Chinese market with a white person on it. And now, because that particular version is so rare, its secondary market value got high enough that Wizards of the Coast included it in Mystery Boosters 2. And it's just fucking hilarious to me that we got rid of Praetor's Gypsies and all this other stuff because we think it's really insensitive. And it's like, what about the card you specifically made based on racism? Oh, no, that's totally here. Buy these packs. You want it? Like, they don't care. They wouldn't care if the cards gave you fucking cancer if it made them an extra nickel. You know? It's wild. It's wild. Yeah, ban Crusade and then make the Templars straight up for Assassin's Creed. Exactly. It's all empty bullshit for morons on Twitter to get excited about and go, I'm going to get those cards and I'm going to write on them. Look, I wrote, I won't tolerate intolerance on a card. Check it out. I wrote on a Magic card. I made a political statement. I'm a cool guy. I am an intelligent human being. I write on Magic cards to make political statements and post it on Twitter. I am a very intelligent human, right? I have strong morals, and I do a lot that's good for the world. What do you do that actually makes a difference? Excuse me? I took a picture of words I wrote on a Magic card? I've done a lot, and you should be impressed by me. Uh-huh. Have you ever done anything for anybody ever? Yeah, all the time. Wait. I count as someone, right? I do lots of things for myself. Everything I do is basically different variations of tugging myself off. Cthulhu, the witch warlock thing is so... Whatever, man. All I can say is somebody's getting a paycheck for telling wizards completely dumbass nonsense. It actually makes me think of the movie me and Carly watched last night called Totally Killer, where a chick from 2023 gets thrown back in time to 1987, and she tries to tell people that they're problematic and all this stuff, and it's just so fucking stupid. And it's like, yo, this does feel like these Twitterite idiots. It's so fucking dumb. Somebody had a shirt that said Federal Booby Inspector, and she's like, your shirt is really problematic. And it's like, oh yeah, he has a shirt joking about how he likes boobs. You know what? That's totally worth addressing. And you're totally not an idiotic plug, right? So, yeah. That kind of nonsense going on in the company. At least we don't get unhinged articles anymore. Like the original Aminatau article was fucking amazingly unhinged, where the lady who wrote the article was like a fucking crackhead. It was like, what are you talking about? I believe in representing things accurately. Little girls are infinite fonts of metaphysical power. Like, this was years ago, but what she said was so deranged that I remember it. She said little girls are infinite fonts of metaphysical power. What? You just said that after you said you believe in stating things accurately. And then you just spewed fucking gibberish. And then she went on to say that Mirage was an unacceptable set because even though it had a bunch of black people in it, they wore it had Roman costume creep. So even though everybody was black, Africanized world, whatever, right? It's not good enough because the clothing they wore had an influence based on white people. And it's like, what? And it's like, yeah. Talk to, like, the article was like saying we need to get cultural consultants in and doing. You're just like, what is this? What is this? That's how they fixed everything, by the way. They went, you like Urza and everything? Well, guess what? He's a white dude. And no, fuck you. So guess what? Aminatau, we just made her. And it's like, she is the most powerful planeswalker ever. So now the most powerful planeswalker in Magic is a little 8-year-old girl. Deal with it. And it's just like, you gonna give us stories or anything to really, like, give us something to sink our teeth into? No, listen, man. I told you. She's the most fucking powerful. So, it's just like, what is this? How is this a written article for your website? What is going on? But they're not doing that shit anymore. Not on that level. Not on that level. Same shit with the Nico Eris. The Nico Eris article. If you go back and read the original article about Nico Eris, count how many times they mention the term non-binary, and look at how little they actually talk about anything that defines Nico's genuine character, along with the ridiculous way they made Nico look. And you just go, what is this? You know, all of it. Some of it's hilarious. The fucking Holler stuff where they had no room for flavor text on Holler, so they wrote the flavor text, born on the night of a meeting between two important Elvish clans. Holler uses Elvish gender-neutral pronouns. You're just like, what? I don't understand. Like, the whole logical follow-up to born on the night of a meeting between two clans is to say, why being born on a night of, like, what significance that creates. So it's like, are they called, like, Starborn? Do they have some particular job they're given or whatever? Like, it's just like, no, they were born on the night of an important meeting between two clans. What does that mean? Nothing. Also, they use Elvish gender-neutral pronouns. And it's like, oh, what? Why? They just do. Why are you telling me this? I don't understand. Aaron, you sent me Marvel spoilers? Nice, buddy. Nice. I was looking at those earlier. I think the narrative needs a time skip like the end of the Brothers' War. Broccoli! I mean, just be skipping to dumb nonsense. Nothing's connected now anyways. What's the through line of anything? Right? What happened in Bloomborough and how does it connect to Dustmourne or have anything to do with anything anywhere ever? It doesn't. Every set now is a, check it out, here's the villain of the set. And at the end of the set, the villain was defeated but is still totally alive and could be reused because nobody ever dies. Like, it made sense on Bloomborough where they were like, okay, we let them get away, but like, Valgavoth is fine, the Myco Tyrant's fine, Alcazotz is fine. Like, every villain gets beat in a like, oh, I've been defeated, I'm just, okay, you guys got me, I'm defeated. And this is it. Until Wizards is like, hey, I came back because I was popular or something maybe. But like, everything the villains do doesn't matter. Everybody who got turned into a Phyrexian during the Phyrexian War, it didn't matter. Malcolm and the other people got infested by fungus and whatever, doesn't matter. They're fine in Thunder Junction. Like, none of it matters. Jason Vraska get loot. Oh, he's the key to everything. This is a really big deal. And then what do they do with him? Oh, he was on Bloomborough somewhere, but that was for what's his name, Ral Zarek to show up and be like, oh no, Jace, I know you're here, but you're not here. And then, oh, they're gone. Oh no, now look, Luke got left with Valgavoth, I guess. Okay, you know, nothing is connected to anything. Nothing is connected to anything. It doesn't matter. Nothing feels satisfying overall most of the time. The Bloomborough story was the closest you got, where they didn't have anything really jarring where you're like, this doesn't make sense. What the hell's going on? Broccoli, the problem is the narrative in the plains, too, bro. It's everything. The fucking story of Thunder Junction is nonsensical. The world building of Thunder Junction is nonsensical. The story of Murders at Karlov Manor is nonsensical. All of it. It's the same thing over and over. It doesn't make fucking sense. What they're doing doesn't make sense. It doesn't connect up with the cards. And, like, nobody seems to give a shit but me. I feel like I'm the only one who cares. Everybody else is just playing and whatever. Oh, I go on Reddit and I read all these people going, that was a great story. And I'm like, do you know how to read? Like, you read that and you're like, that's great. How is it fucking great? How is it great? I don't get it. No, Broccoli. Thunder Junction is nonsensical all on its own. Markov Manor is nonsensical all on its own. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're 100% wrong. The independent planes with new characters and whatever. They fucking shoved Ral Zarek into Bloomborough and he fucking barely had anything going on and Bloomborough worked, right? So they can occasionally get it right. But like, it doesn't matter if they put in fucking a bunch of characters we know or don't. It's gonna be crap either way. It's gonna be crap either way. It's all downhill from here. It's all downhill from here. No, Bloomborough worked because it was a fucking high fantasy set that they put a bunch of work into and didn't change at the last minute. Thunder Junction got changed a bunch. Markov Manor got changed a bunch. Fucking Duskmourn got changed a bunch. Bloomborough is the same. The trailer, the actual fucking set, the written story, all come together coherently, which didn't happen with any of the other sets, bro. If they could pull that off with the other sets, it wouldn't matter if it featured characters that we already fucking know a bunch of. That is not the fucking problem. That is not the problem. We've had narratives where it was a problem having the Gatewatch over and over and over and over and over and over. That was boring, but the stories at least were fucking coherent, right? So you'd get bored, but it wasn't like none of this makes any fucking sense. But everything falls apart when you try and put these fucking sets together. They don't connect. They don't connect with themselves. It's what happened with Ikoria as well. That kind of shit where nothing adds up because it's all changed around and fucked with. And nobody talks to each other. And they're like, whatever. Quake, yep, the stakes are very, very diminished. 100%. Cthulhu, yeah, Bloomborough is the one set so far this year that's felt like an actual Magic the Gathering set, which only makes sense to people who've been playing for a certain amount of time. Anybody who started in the last year isn't going to understand what that means. Just going to be like, whatever. It's going to be like, whatever. What are the top 3 stories? Well, I mean, The Brothers' War. The Brothers' War is my favorite of all time, right? All the Brothers' War stuff through those 4 novels, like the original Brothers' War, plus like a bunch of stuff including Urza, right? Because Urza was awesome. And he did a bunch of crazy shit. He went insane from the loss of his brother. So he's a hero, but he does some messed up shit, right? I liked the storyline of Kamal and him from being a pit fighter barbarian into becoming nature's protector and a druid. That stuff from the old Odyssey era was cool. But there's a lot of interesting Magic stories. I really can only just I rank the Brothers' War right up at the top. And then below that, it's going to be more of a mixed bag, you know? Millmaster, they said with a straight face, our marketing department, design department, and the writers don't actually talk to each other. It's so weird how everything can feel so disconnected. Bloomborough was great. Like, it felt like genuine effort was put in. It delivered on what it was supposed to be overall. It was an enjoyable set. And I don't know when we're going to get another one like that. You know? Maybe we'll get a return to Bloomborough because Bloomborough has sold well. So maybe a few years down the road we'll get to go back, which I would be cool with. But I don't know what to look forward to in 2025 from the Bloomborough perspective, you know? Beefquake, the original Arena book wasn't a collection of short stories. The original Arena book was The Tale of Garth One-Eye. Did I like War of the Spark? The novel was terrible. The novel was abysmal. Exactly, Broccoli. You're exactly right. Bloomborough was good because it was designed as a setting instead of a gimmick. Correct. House of Horror gimmick. Detective set. Gimmick to use up slush art from Capana because they took the police out because they were afraid how people would react to there being police in their law and crime set, which is fucking hilarious. And yeah, Thunder Junction is just cowboy hats. So those are all gimmicks. And Bloomborough is actually a designed world where they even went so far as to give it Segovian-esque magic, where instead of Segovia, where they shrink you down, you get transformed into the animal that matches your innate nature, right? There's a number of anthology books for Magic the Gathering. I don't know exactly how many there are, but there are a bunch that have a number of different short stories. I haven't read all the Magic novels, but I do own all the Magic novels. So at a certain point, I will have read them all. I will get there. But I'm currently enjoying other books right now. I'm reading a book about this guy who went all these different diets. It's got some interesting information in it. And I am listening to an audiobook of Elric of Melniboné. And I thought that I had never encountered that story before. But I didn't realize it at first. I got a few hours into the audiobook and then I went, wait a minute. Is he going to go to a city where they have a giant mirror that makes you forget who you are? And then that happened. I'm like, I have been exposed to this. Quake, it is hard to remember things that happened like 30 years ago, bro. So, you're not alone in that. Stuffy, there's not enough story to even care about. You watched my videos on Duskmorn, and by the time anything exciting started happening, you were like, that's at the end. Yeah, you know what's really crazy too, bro? I don't know if you just watched mine or if you watched Wizards of the Coast as well, but you are absolutely correct. They only give you like a few paragraphs of story each day, it feels like. And when like they have people read out their written story, and the video of them doing that, they're half an hour long each. And my videos doing it are like 8 or 9 minutes for each of their half an hour installments. And then we'll get to like the final one or something like that, and all of a sudden it'll be 15 minutes instead of 30 minutes because shit actually happened. You know what I mean? But yeah, you are correct. It feels like not much is happening, done. Bloomborough had that problem too, where we're on our way to tell King Glarb about Cruel Claws stealing the egg or whatever. And then they get there and Glarb's like, yeah, Cruel Claw works for me. Got him, Cruel Claw. Okay, fight. Okay, bye. And it was just like, whoa, what? You didn't get that normal progression of minions of Cruel Claw. That's how you find out about Cruel Claw. Then we find Cruel Claw. You beat Cruel Claw thinking he's the big boss, but then he goes, ha, ha, ha. You know that I'm just working for somebody else, right? Give me your name! Okay, it was Glarb. And then they go to Glarb and confront him, you know? Like that kind of a thing. So mini-boss, or like minions, mini-boss, big boss sequence. But instead, the final installment was just like, what? There's a plot to steal the egg? Oh, you haven't told anybody about this, have you? No, good, because Cruel Claw's working for me. Fuck you, buddy. We're both going to fight you now. Okay. Well, we're going to do like 2 things and then the fight's over, okay? All right. Petri, is there any word about the space set? Is it celestial beings in D&D or it'll be Space Jace like in Infinity? I would lean towards it being like Space Jace. That's my guess. Just a space set. I don't know if they'll put crazy creature types in it like angels and stuff. I have no idea. Broccoli, the Elric stuff was the inspiration for A Song of Fire and Ice. What's crazy about the Elric stuff is that unless there's other books before this, I think I'm with Elric of Melniboné is the first one, right? And like most heroes from books that you deal with start out as like farm boys and then learn their powers and learn to trust themselves and, you know, get all these lessons along the way and then get powerful. But Elric's already fucking insane-o powerful and an emperor when the story starts. which is not the norm, right? But he does have fucking problems, and it doesn't feel like he's just OP who's like yo, I can just do whatever, nobody can stop me. You know what I mean? Like, he's got his own physical problems, and then he's got the moral quandaries that he wrestles with. He's got the society that he lives in, and like dealing with other members who are powerful enough to cause him real problems and try and take him out, all of it. Oh yeah, we're gonna do pigs in space. Pigs in space. All right, my friends, thanks for coming and hanging out. We will get back together soon, but for now, into the waters I go.